Welcome, boys and girls, to ELA lesson number 3. But before we get started, let's make sure we have all of our learning materials. For today, for reading, you will need your reading notebook or journal, an independent reading book, and a pencil. For writing, you will need your writing notebook or journal and a pencil. If you don't have these materials handy, please pause the video and get those materials, come back and play the video. Now, let's also make sure we're ready to learn at home. Let's have our body still, our ears listening, our brain thinking, our eyes on the screen, and really important, make sure your computer is charged or plugged in. All right? I think you're ready now. Let's go. Our learning objectives for today are: I can identify nonfiction text features to better understand an informational text. I can identify and analyze text features to learn new information about a topic. Now, we've already discussed some characteristics of informational text. We're going to elaborate more on that. Nonfiction readers use text features to help them better understand the topic. Features of nonfiction are a title, a photograph, a heading, table of contents, bold print, caption, diagrams, maps, close-up photos, glossary, and index. Now, you may find all of these in one book, or you may find a few or here and there. Now, let's practice together finding these characteristics of nonfiction. Look at the pictures here and think about what text feature it is. So I'm looking here and there's a photograph of a panda. There are labels. Do you think this would be a caption? A photograph? There is a photograph, but it also has labels. I think it would be a diagram with a label. So I'm going to drag and drop each of these features to the photo. Now, this is a photograph, but it looks like it has a caption. It says pandas have to eat 20 to 40 pounds of bamboo each day to stay alive. My, that's a lot of bamboo. It takes 10 to 16 hours a day to find and eat all that bamboo. Wow, that's like a whole day almost. All right. I don't think it's going to be just a photograph because it has a caption. So I'm moving this caption to right there. And as you notice, it went to the back. So if this ever happens to you, make sure you go to Arrange, Order, and Bring to Front. There it is. Now, all that's left is photograph, but does it match up? That looks like a photograph to me of a panda. I think it's the correct feature for it. All right. So there's a perfect example of how you match each label with each picture. This is how we analyze nonfiction text elements. The captions help me to understand what the photograph or drawing is about. A photograph helps me to visualize what pandas look like, their texture, colors, and size. And a diagram with a label tells me what something is and gives information about the parts of the panda. Looking back at it, it has labels and it's telling me information about a panda. Now, on your own, go to Epic Books, select a nonfiction book with a topic that interests you. Read the text and analyze the text features to help you learn information. So look at the title, look at photographs. Is there highlighted text? Is there bold print? Is there colored text? Take a look at the table of contents, headings, captions, maps, indexes, glossaries, close-ups, maps, charts. Are there bullets, timelines, diagrams with labels or without labels? Pause this page if you have to so that you can refer back to the features of nonfiction. All right, boys and girls. And when you are done, please make sure you take a brain break. Go for a walk, stretch, grab some water, a snack, and come back in 15 to 20 minutes. All right, boys and girls, see you soon. Welcome to ELA writing lesson number 3. Before we get started, let's make sure we have our writing materials. You need your notebook or journal, writing notebook or journal, and a pencil. Now for today's lesson, we are studying mentor texts in a search for elaboration strategies. Wonder what this means. We're going to find out. So today's objectives are, we can understand that we revise our information writing pieces by adding more or elaborating. Elaborating, it means adding more specific details or specific information. We will revise our information writing pieces by adding more or elaborating. So today's word is elaborating. Information writers need to elaborate in very different ways than narrative writers. You will learn lots of ways to elaborate in this unit. It helps to look at a text you like and search for instances when the author did whatever you want to do. That is what we call a mentor text. Our mentor text for information writing is Pandas by Anne Schreiber. So in this page, in this part of the book, the author elaborated not just by telling facts, but also by including a photograph. For example, the author said pandas are a type of bear, but they seem more like raccoons or cats. In China, pandas are sometimes called Daxiang Mo, which means giant bear cat. Now I can visualize maybe a giant bear cat, but it helped that they put a photograph so that I can really see what that looks like. Like all bears, pandas are strong, intelligent animals with sharp teeth and a good sense of smell. Males weigh about 250 pounds and are about 4 to 6 feet long. Then there's a little caption on the left with another photograph, and it says pandas are about the same size as their black bear cousins. Wow. But their heads are larger and rounder. Okay, I can see it. Also, pandas cannot stand on their hind legs like other bears do. And that little picture here says it's a black bear. So not only did they elaborate that pandas are similar to bears, but they also provided a picture of the bear so that we can compare the bear with the panda. Now, we remember pre-writing paraphrasing, and we had talked about panda bodies and how they have large teeth to crush their food, their oily, woolly coats to keep them warm. They have hairs on the bottom of their feet to keep them warm, and they even have black spots around their eyes to make them look fierce, correct? I hope you recall that. Now, what I did with that information was I gathered all the information that I did during my pre-write on the bodies of pandas. I used words and details to help you imagine what I'm telling you. Remember, when structuring your writing, you use sentence with your main idea, facts, and a closing sentence. So here's my example. The bodies of the pandas are spectacular. The bodies of pandas make these animals unique and that they can survive in the places they inhabit. Pandas have very sharp teeth. This helps them to demolish their food more quickly. Also, they have legs with a lot of fur. This helps them to be able to walk in the snow. In addition to that, in their hair, oil is stored, which makes their bodies stay warmer. Around their eyes, they have black patches of hair, which makes their eyes look huge and helps scare off their enemies. All this makes the bodies of pandas amazing and spectacular. Now, what I did, as I mentioned before, was during the pre-writing phase, I gathered facts and information about their bodies, and then I elaborated on that information to create my writing piece here. For my my elaboration. I elaborated and I structured it with a main idea, my facts, and a closing sentence. All right, so now it's your turn. When you're writing in your notebook, select your expert topic. Begin to pre-write by creating a graphic organizer, just like I did here. And read and put into your own words facts and complete your pre-writing. So the information that you gathered during your pre-write for your graphic organizer, that's what you're going to use. And remember, when you're structuring your writing, use a sentence with your main idea, the facts, and a closing sentence. And do this for at least 2 different subtopics. And remember as well, build your stamina. Keep the pencil in your hand at all times. Take a deep breath and keep going. Keep thinking ahead to your next idea as you're writing. And imagine how great it's going to be once you are finished. And don't give up, boys and girls. You can do it.